Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do my September roundup slash like favorites, fails. I have so many products, so just grab something to drink. I've made myself an iced latte. I actually tried to do a vanilla latte and I added a little bit too much vanilla and it's very vanilla-ish. So if you guys are interested, continue watching. If you're new here, do not forget to subscribe down below if you enjoy this channel. And so let's just chit chat, talk about makeup, drink some coffee, and have a good time. This September, I have tried more makeup in 1 month that I've ever tried. I just feel like there've been so many new products and then just amazing products actually. And so I'm gonna start with foundation. The one that I've tried first out of all of these is this Lawless Foundation. And this is a long wear self-setting full coverage foundation. It's supposed to be a matte foundation, but it has a radiance to it. I really like this one. I liked it enough to get it in 2 different shades. And honestly, I really like it for like makeup application for weddings. I think it just looks so nice. It's more of a satin finish. It has decent coverage. It's a very liquidy. It is supposed to be a clean brand and I really enjoy it. It definitely has more of that full coverage, but I can use this as a medium. I can just sheer it out a little bit and I think it looks really pretty on the skin. The color that really works for me is citrine when I'm just my normal tan, and if I'm a self tan, Tawny, I think is the color that I enjoy. So that was a really beautiful foundation that I have tried and just loving it. The next foundation is this Bare Mineral Liquid Mineral Foundation, and I picked this up because some of you guys were recommending it, and I got it when Sephora had their 20% off any foundation, and I am so glad I picked this up. It is so beautiful. It's more of a like medium coverage. You could do a light, but I kind of wear it as a medium because it covers everything I want it to be covered, but it has such a beautiful radiance to it. It is not too much, so it's not this super intensely glowy foundation, but it is a very smooth on the skin. It doesn't emphasize my dry patches. It just looks beautiful. It looks like my skin. So I absolutely enjoy this so much. It kind of reminds me of this new L'Oreal. This is the True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum, and I still need to test this out. I would put it in a favorites, but I've only worn it, I want to say 2 times, and I still want to wear it to get my full thoughts, but so far I am loving it. I'm going to do a get ready with me and use this one and give you my final thoughts on that one. I would say that this one's just a little bit glowier than the L'Oreal one, but they're both just so seamless on the skin. I just really like these kinds of foundations. I'm gonna have them swatched here next to each other, but you can't see. But this one definitely seems to have more of a glow than the L'Oreal one, but it's not too much. It's really beautiful and it sits on the skin so well. I really enjoy it. And the one foundation that is absolutely my top favorite of the month is this one right here. It is this Cle De Peau. This is the Radiant Fluid Foundation in Natural. This is so expensive. This is outrageously expensive, but I haven't been able to put it down. I've never mentioned it in a video because it's very expensive where nobody needs to pay this amount of money on a foundation, but I would be lying if I didn't put this one in a favorite because I love it so much. I've been wearing it just as often as I can because it's that beautiful. I picked this up, I mean, halfway through the month, I want to say. So before I really used a lot of these, but since I've picked this up, it has definitely been my go-to foundation. It's just perfect. It truly is. It's not too glowy. It is not too like just heavy. It is stunning on the skin. It's what I'm wearing today. I could not love a foundation more. I want to say I like this one more than my Tom Ford Shade Illuminate foundation because I think it sits better on the skin, and it's just a little bit more light on the skin, and it's just blending in so nicely. I got mine just a dot darker than normal in 040, but I wanted a darker one because I've been self-tanning more often and I don't really own a ton of good foundations that are deeper. So I really wanted a good one. The one that I go to when I'm self-tan. I really want to look fabulous, but not too much. This is just perfect. Now the packaging, I was a little bit disappointed. This is $135. I did get mine on sale. I did not pay full price on this, but it just felt like this area right here just seems a little cheap. Like it's a cheaper plastic in the top. It's not this heavy, like good plastic. Now this is nice. This is glass, but this just like the whole top area, I don't know. I felt like it was a little cheap for how much it cost. Like the Tom Ford packaging is way better than this one. However, it's just so beautiful on the skin. Absolutely stunning. I cannot say enough good things about it. It lasts all day. Like it truly does. I don't see a difference for when I apply it and at the end of the night, even when I wear a mask. It just makes my skin look just flawless without it being too much. And it looks like skin. Like if I just have this on, people wouldn't be able to tell that I'm wearing a foundation. It's just such a good foundation. I cannot rave enough about it. It's definitely climbing up to be my all-time favorite foundation. For concealers, I have a few that I really have been loving. I'm going to start with this Nars Radiant Creamy Color Corrector. This is one of the best color correctors I've ever used. I like this better than the Charlotte Tilbury or the Bobbi Brown one. And the reason is the texture. I adore the texture. If I put this on, it takes me no more than 5 seconds to blend it out and it's perfect. I don't even feel the need to put an actual concealer over this corrector because it blends in that well. It is seamless on the skin. It is not heavy. It does not remind me of their concealer, the creamy concealer. It is so much more liquidy and more blendable. But sometimes when things are too liquidy or thin, they can actually settle into fine lines. This does not do that. Absolutely just such a bomb discovery, and I picked this one on a whim. It wasn't even something that I was looking for, but amazing. The next concealer is this Bare Mineral Concealer. I got this when I got the foundation, and this combo right here, so good. This is so good. This is when I want my skin to look glowy. I don't want a ton of makeup, but I want to look put together. Some mascara, a beautiful lip balm, or something on the lips, and you're done. I love this combo so much. I have mine in light 2C, and then the foundation is in neutral medium 15. I've already done a get ready with me using these products, so I'm just gonna leave it here, but beautiful products. And then the one that I've used a lot, and it's just so expensive. Oh, it's so expensive. Is this Tom Ford concealer. This is just the shade Illuminate concealer, and it is beautiful. Like I had a bit of a up and down with this one. I didn't like the shade that I got initially. I swapped it, and I was just trying to learn how I like this concealer. And I know this one has just very polar opposite reactions. Some people absolutely love it. Some people really don't love it. I saw some videos where this was looking awful under the eyes. Like it was separating and moving around, and it was not pretty. I do not have that issue. I can use this without setting it because it's that beautiful, and it lasts all day long. It truly does. It is stunning. I don't think it's worth the $90, but if you have the money to spare and you enjoy luxury packaging, this is stunning packaging. It's nice and weighty. I really enjoy it. The applicator is very unique, and it's more like a paddle, and it's kind of flexible, and you don't need much. You need very little, and it's just beautiful. It kind of reminds me of this Anastasia concealer that I really enjoy. This was my go-to before I got the Tom Ford. It is really nice. It's kind of similar, the creaminess of them. The Tom Ford has more luminosity than this Anastasia. I'm going to swatch them next to each other. So this is the Anastasia. This is number 6, and this is 30C, I think, from Tom Ford. CO. Okay. The reason I got this one is because I like that peach undertone. I don't have a concealer that's quite that tone and deeper. I needed a deeper concealer because I have so many brighter concealers, but again, since I've been tanning a little bit more, which I really enjoy, it makes me feel so much better. But I just felt like I needed to go a little bit deeper with the concealer, and I really like the tone. I love that it has that peach undertone because it definitely corrects my under eyes. But I feel like those two are similar enough where you don't have to spend that kind of money to enjoy the Tom Ford. Like the Anastasia one is similar enough. The one eyebrow product that I discovered this month and really enjoyed was this Airbrow from Cosas. It's so good. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Cosmetic ones. This doesn't have quite as little bristles through it that catch the hair and is able to coat every single hair, but it's good. It's good. Like, I think the Cosmetics is just like a 10 and this is like a 9.5. I really enjoy it. So if you can't get your hands on the Cosmetics, I think this is similar enough. Again, it's not exactly the same. I would say the Cosmetics also holds it a little bit better. So if you're looking for a better hold, that one's the way to go. But this one fills in my brows perfectly. I don't need more than this. Sometimes I go with my pencil, the Gucci pencil that I have. Actually, most of the times I do end up using the Gucci brow just here in the front, and if I feel like my brows haven't been plucked for a while, that one just shapes them a little bit, but I can definitely get away with just using this and nothing else on my brow. Such a good discovery. Now for contouring, a little bit of bronzer. The one that I've absolutely loved is this Vanity Makeup Trio. I love this. I use it every single day. I kind of like that I have options. I did a full review on this one in the eyeshadow palette, but the bronzer contour is so good. It blends in really well, and I think the key is that it stays in place all day long. That's what I've noticed the most, is that at the end of the day, my contour / bronzer is still there. Even though everything else could be gone, this stays in place, and I really enjoy that. This one right here, I always have a hard time like watching the monitor and like figuring out where my fingers should go. This one right here is actually quite practical. I've used it more than I thought I would. I use it to carve my brows. I use it if I like over contour. I just fix that. I use it down here if I need to. I don't use it under the eyes just because I don't like that brighter under eye, but it's actually a very useful cream, and they're very blendable, all of these. I also really enjoy the highlighter. It has a bit more gold in it that I would like. But I can still use it mostly with this foundation that's a little bit deeper. It definitely works better. So I really enjoy this trio, and I think it's the only bronzer that I've discovered this month. And then the one blush that I've used so much, and it definitely is my favorite, is this Tom Ford Duo. This is their same like shade in Illuminate blush. And this is an explicit flush in 02, and I just love this one. I know it's so expensive, but because it's so expensive, I've been using it so much and I love the way it looks on the skin. It's not too glowy, but I do think it has just a slight shift. It just has the beautiful, radiant look. It doesn't look glowy, but it doesn't look matte either on the skin. Just so beautiful. I like that I have two options. And I do use them separate too. I like this one on its own a lot. And sometimes if I want just a little bit more pop, I will put this one. I really enjoy it. I know it's not worth the money. Absolutely not. But I've had it and I really have been enjoying it. I mean, the TF that's here, the Tom Ford, it's gone because I've used it so much. And, you know, it's definitely not worth the money. There are other products that do the same exact thing. But I do enjoy it. This is my, I think, first time ever using a powder Tom Ford a blush. I have the baked one, but I don't have any of those. So that was definitely a favorite this month and I used it almost every day. For highlighter, I have this new product. This is from Merit and they sent me something, which I was like so excited. I took a picture. I was like, this is my first PR ever. And I really like the highlighter from them. This is in the shade Cava, and I find that it is just what I like in a highlighter. It doesn't have an intense base to it. There's no actual glitter, and when you blend it in, it looks like you just have just a glowy skin. It doesn't have an intense pigment to it. It's just glowy. That's how it is. It almost looks sweaty, but in a good way. And that's how I like the highlighters. I don't love powder highlighters. I don't like to see it on the skin. I just like when I turn my head to be able to see the highlighter. So this was such a good discovery. And I actually have another favorite from Merit. I will do a full face of Merit products and I will talk more about them there. Moving on to the lips, I have two products that I've really enjoyed, and this is the Givenchy number 10. This is the sheer velvet matte, and this is absolutely because of you guys. A few of you guys did recommend trying this formula, and it's so good. You guys are not wrong. The texture is so unique. I've never felt a lipstick quite like this. To me, it's a bit powdery, like velvet. It does feel like velvet on the lips. It doesn't have that full opacity. Like I feel like I have to work it in. But the beauty of that is that if I just want a sheer layer on, it looks so stunning. It looks like those lips that are patted, like you pat them. But you can also build it up to have more full opacity. I picked up the number 10 because it's a little bit more pink and more cool tone, just a little bit. It's not too much, and I don't usually like that, but this color I'm wearing right now, I just really like it. I think it's more unique in my collection, and I didn't want to get the same brownie nude color, so this is stunning. Also the packaging, like this feels like velvet. It's stunning. And the biggest surprise in this favorites is this thing from Merit. This is the tinted lip oil, and this is in the shade Cara Cara. I personally don't love lip glosses much. They seem sticky. I don't love the way it looks on my lips. Just overall, lip glosses is not my thing. I'm slowly becoming a little bit more. I really tried these from Kosas. This is also a lip oil. I'm probably more into lip oils than lip glosses because I really liked those, and I adore this. This is one of their new shades, and I love that it's pigmented. I personally do not really have color to my lips, so I can't just use a nude lip gloss. I need to have a little bit of pigment. And look at that. Oh, that's the perfect lip oil tint for me. I have used it a lot. Like at work, I like it that I can just put it on. It feels just moisturizing, but it gives me enough color. And pairing this with a peachy blush, just lashes on, like just mascara on, barely any foundation, I just love that look. It's just that effortless, chic, but also elegant look. I think this is stunning. I will say it doesn't last forever. Like I have to reapply throughout the day, but the beauty of it, I don't need a mirror to reapply it. So this was a huge surprise. Huge surprise from Merit. Love it. And finally, let's get into the good stuff, which are these eyeshadow palettes. I have too many here. I think September was the eyeshadow palette release month. So many good ones. So let's start with the one I've reviewed first in September, and that is this Natasha Denona Retro palette. I did a full review on this. I did 3 looks with it, and I love it. I love this palette. I wasn't super excited about this palette when I saw the preview pictures and all that, but this is stunning. I love this palette so much. I didn't get enough use because so many other palettes came out, but whenever I did get a chance, I did use it and loved every single look I did. This has a bit more purple than I usually enjoy, but once I got into it and like played with the colors and the way they looked on my eyes, so good, so good. Like the shimmers are really pretty. Just overall such a beautiful palette. It's not too intense, it's not too out there where you can't use it. This palette definitely surprised me. I wasn't expecting to love it this much, but I adore it. It's so beautiful. I just want to get to use it more. Stop coming out with palettes. And then this next one is the Vanity Makeup. And I've had this one for probably more than a month, but I really only reviewed it this month because I wanted to get a really good idea and understanding of this palette. I wanted to just learn how this palette works because it's so expensive and it's so beautiful. It's a perfect all-in-one palette. Like you have cool tones, you have neutrals, you have warm tones, you have shimmers, and they're beautiful. I have a full review on this palette. I personally really like this palette. This is one of those palettes that if you could only pick one, it would be something like this because it just has everything that I would need in a palette. It's so beautiful. The shimmers are just like, look at those. So beautiful. This color right here, this bronzy color, is one of my favorite in the whole palette. It's more of her shimmer formula, but I swear it looks just like, look at that. Oh, so good. It looks like it's real gold. So beautiful. So if you guys are interested in like kind of seeing more looks and more thoughts on this palette, you can go see my video on it because I really give so much information there. And then a huge surprise was this Huda Beauty Wild Jaguar palette, and the colors inside are so beautiful, so different than what I would normally pick. This purple right here is, oh, so pretty. This one right here, this one, just everything is just so beautiful. I don't love the mattes in here. They're not awful. I don't hate them. I just wish they weren't quite as cool tone. I do think one could have been enough to have that super cool tone undertone, but I just wish I had just a tiny bit, not even warmth, just more neutral in it. I think that would just definitely make this a favorite. And this is a palette that I really enjoy, but I wouldn't say it's my go-to palette. I think the colors are just speak for themselves. It's just a palette that I use on occasion or when I want more that grungy, cool tone look. It really is beautiful. I was so surprised by the formula, but I would say the shimmers are what makes this palette amazing. Next one is this Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye Palette. Smoky Eyes Are Forever. This is her holiday edition, and I just love the packaging. I love how skinny it is. I just love tiny packaging. It just helps me when I organize them. But this is how it looks inside. I do have a full video reviewing this and doing different looks. I can't remember how many looks I did, 4 or 5 with this one. I love the greens. That's my favorite part of this whole thing. is the greens. So beautiful. But every single one of these shades is amazing. This one right here, as I said in that review, is just, it's not my all-time favorite. I think if you have deeper skin tone than me, you would probably enjoy it more. It will show up just a little bit more pinky on you. On me, it was pretty dark. But everything else was so beautiful. Again, the greens are out of this world. So beautiful. Both of these are so good. And I didn't think I loved green that much. I think the key is the good undertone of a green. That way it's just more elegant and not quite pow out there. So such a good palette. I don't have anything quite that colorful from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm really enjoying it. And the absolute favorite palette of the month is this Pat McGrath palette. This is her holiday collection, Celestial Odyssey, and this is how it looks inside. I did 5 looks with this one. I can link the video down below if you're interested, but just so surprised how much I like this one. You can do more neutrals than you think you can with this palette. The more I play with it, the more I'm like ending up with a beautiful neutral color that has just a shift to it. It's maybe more pinky, maybe a little bit more cool tone green, maybe a little bit more browny. You definitely have pops of colors. Like this green right here is absolutely stunning. This one right here as well. Like, they're just so good. And I just find myself so excited to use this palette. I love this one right here. This is what I have all over my lid. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's like a purpley, silvery color that is extremely pigmented, but it's not sparkly. It's smooth. So what I have on my eyes is a little bit of the brown colors. Let me look at the names. I have Sunrose Amber all over my crease, and I also added Nocturne in the corner just to darken up the look just a little bit. And then all over the lid I have the Lunar Haze, which is just stunning. You can see how smooth it is. And then in the inner corner I have Galactic Glow, and that's it. That's all I have on my eyes today. Those just 4 colors, and it's just such a beautiful, easy look. I love this palette. I think she outdid herself. I heard that some people were disappointed in the last year's palette. It wasn't even disappointment. It was just like not their favorite, but oh, I love this one. I haven't tried the last year, but this one is absolutely stunning. Those are all the products that I wanted to mention in this video. There's been a lot of them. I actually had fun just kind of reminiscing. I feel like September was so long ago. Like, I can't believe I'm like talking about Tom Ford. I feel like I tried it like months ago, but no, it was beginning of September. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me your thoughts down below. What was your favorite product in September? If I could only pick one out of all of these, oh, I don't even know. I think they're all so stunning, but I really was so excited about this foundation. This foundation was a huge surprise. I adore it. Hopefully this video won't be 40 minutes long. If it is, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.